All right, everybody, we're gonna bring our regular session of the school board meeting back into session here with the first thing we're gonna discuss is we got a minor change to the agenda. So what we're gonna put, I need a motion from the team up here that we move item 8I as it currently states to item 13A, and item 13 will turn to 14, which is adjournment. So if I could get a motion for that.
So moved.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Is that correct, man?
That is.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Let's do the roll call.
All right, Mr. Duval.
Yes.
Mrs. Story.
Yes.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer.
Yes. All right, so that brings us to superintendent's report.
Seems like it's been so long since we've been together. It's only been a few weeks, but we had a graduation in the meantime, and I want to take a few seconds is to thank those who really probably don't hear enough things. Under Luke Cox's direction, our maintenance crew, our custodians, our first responders at Claremont County Sheriff's Office and the Richmond Police do such a great job with our graduation that move people in, move people out. It is so seamless. We want our kids and our parents and our staff to have such a great experience. I know the high school works on it so hard, and Mrs. Lewis and Mr. Stewart. It is, from having sat in that seat, it is a high stress event. It's something it takes months of work and preparation to go into it. So it was a great evening. The weather cooperated. What a great bunch of kids to recognize. So I just wanted to share that with the group. And speaking of celebration, so Mr. Fry our director of student staff services, did an incredible job. He'll say it's the best grant he's ever written. So we were rewarded almost a $750,000 grant to look at partnering with Children's Hospital, Job and Family Services to create 2 sites, separate and distinct, work with our high school kids and community members with the job and the workforce, then also creating an on-site health clinic. So we've been awarded the grant, which is fantastic. We're in discussion on where to be best placed, and I thought it would be worth, for this much money, we have a separate work session to come together and look at a couple different options. So I'm going to propose June 26th at 5 o'clock. June 26th at 5 o'clock for a work session on the Appalachian Grant. And we'll start that here, but we'll probably walk up the hill and take a little field trip. Again, we just wrapped up the year. We're getting ready for the new year. We're having a little bit of pressure points at Monroe. Our Monroe preschool is at capacity right now, and we've flirted with that the past couple of years, but we are there this year. We're going to continue to monitor this. Kids come, kids go. That happens in every school system. We'll meet over the next 2 weeks with myself, Mr. Fry, Ms. Hollingsworth, and Ms. Coombs, the Monroe principal, to see what our numbers look like, if anybody come, anybody leave us. But as things stand right now, we're going to have to redistrict or send some kids, at least just for that year, to Locust Corner. They have capacity there. They do have capacity there. When we have to think about our transportation, we can't just pick a few kids up to go to Monroe and a few kids to go to Locust Corner. We got to be efficient in terms of when we go to a neighborhood, we're taking the neighborhood, then go to Locust Corner. And that's kind of how that was derived at. So, but we're still looking at it. We're still talking about it. We're going to create a waiting list for those who would like to go to Monroe that are going to get at least temporarily sent to Locust Corner. And the last item, Ms. Young, our incredibly wonderful food services director who never stops working. I think you have a report that you'd like to present to the board.
I do. Do I need to walk up here?
You absolutely need to walk up there. Because you love it.
I do.
I know you do.
I do.
Right.
Not. Let's get that very clear.
Yeah, very clear.
Every year I have to look at if we're in compliance with the a la carte items we're serving, the items we're serving to our children every day for breakfast and lunch. And this had to be completed on May 15th and submitted to ODE. And it compares again our food and beverages sold on school property for this past school year, and it's something I'll do every year. It has to be presented at a board meeting for us to be in compliance. So that's why I'm here tonight, so that it is documented in the board meeting, and when I'm asked for it from ODE, I can say, right here, I was there. And here's the report that I drafted from the spreadsheet that I had to send to them. It just basically says we're in compliance with a la carte, meal options, snack guidelines, breakfast and lunch program, and we're also have the carb counts and different information for type 1 and type 2 diabetes, fruit choices, fresh vegetables, and things of that nature. We do have a smart snack calculator that everything we sell a la carte is put into this calculator. It's sugars and calories and things of that nature and fat, and it tells me if we can sell it or not. So we have a book in the food service office with everything in there that I have a hard copy, and I also take the menu, and we have a spreadsheet that every item for each day in that menu's in there, and it tells us if we are good or not. So that's it. Do you need this?
We've got no more documents.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. I will share something with you. I've been looking at meal prices. We haven't raised meal prices in 5 years. I have some emails out to other districts, other food service directors, to see where they're landing this year. I've heard back from 3 so far, to see if we're in line with possibly raising. Food costs just keep going up, and we've felt it for the last couple of years. Our budget's been stretched. We've had a couple confirming because of it. So just so you know, you might be seeing that in the next meeting.
Do you anticipate it by July? Does July board meeting have a recommendation?
I think so.
Anticipate, okay.
I don't want to wait any longer.
Sure.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
So.
5 years, that's a long time without
It's a
an
long
increase.
time.
Yeah. Price
Of
varies.
course, we had COVID in the mix.
Yeah.
That was a good, bad thing, but for many reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is that it for your report?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, next item is public participation. So we have one person who has filled out the form. The guidelines were on the back. So Danielle Manning, you have 3 minutes to address the board.
Good evening. I am one of the families that's being redistricted. My name is Danielle Manning, and I am a teacher at New Richmond Middle School. I live at 102 Crossing Circle Court with my husband, Nick Manning, who's a Richmond alum, and our soon-to-be 4-year-old son, Isaac, who just finished his first year of preschool at Monroe Elementary with Miss Dreyer. I'm also speaking on behalf of our neighborhood. You see 2 of my friends behind us here, brothers. One will be going to Locust Corner, one will be going to Monroe, and transportation for both is going to get kind of wonky because of that. I wanted to reach out to discuss to you the turmoil and decision made by John Fry has caused me, my husband, and not to mention a huge adjustment my son will have to make to the detriment of his education. We received a letter in the mail from John Fry indicating our son would no longer be able to attend Monroe preschool due to the increase in enrollment from new students, and that he would have to attend Locust Corner for the year and then most likely return to Monroe for kindergarten. As it seems, this was not the original plan, and the plan was created quickly and lacks thought of the impact of the students, which should be the top priority. Again, who would have a 3-year-old riding a bus without his older sibling? That makes mom uncomfortable, and it makes the students uncomfortable. Isaac was registered April 1st within hours of open registration for returning students, and it states in the paperwork that returning students are guaranteed a spot in the program for the upcoming school year. Isaac was also enrolled before the enrollment opened to the public. A number of returning students is a known value, thus the cap in the enrollment should have been easily established. We have teacher recommendation that it is in Isaac's best interest for him to continue to learn in a familiar environment with the staff that he knows and trusts. The amount of growth he can make with the same teacher for 2 years is priceless to his future education. Taking this away, again, is not what's best for these students. John Fry followed up with us in the morning of June 10th. I spoke to him on the phone and explained many factors. One being Isaac does not need transportation. My husband works from home. He will pick him up and he will drop him off every day. Isaac also has childcare 2 minutes from Monroe School, so if he ends up going to Locust Corner, we won't be able to use that person anymore and put us in a pinch to figure out what we're going to do before and after school care. And then the biggest one would be his transition into preschool. He had anxiety for several months during the school year before he bonded with Miss Dreyer and her aides in the classroom. The lack of compassion for such a big change in my son's life is infuriating, to put it kindly. Isaac's spot should have been reserved, and new students should be on the waiting list. There are many different ways this could have been handled, or at the very least communicated before making a final decision that would impact my son's and many other students' educational career before it even starts. We also have heard in our neighborhood a lot of people have been working with Monroe schools on IEPs for years due to certain disabilities and illnesses, and now they're gonna have to leave those intervention specialists and go to Locust Corner. The paperwork can go, but the plans and the relationships do not. I urge you to take a look at this situation, and please do not take our concerns lightly. Thank you.
Thank you. Committee reports.
There's only one.
That would be you, Ms.
That would
Story.
be me. Actually, just a brief report regarding the Personnel Committee. We met virtually on June 7th. Thank you to Tracy for meeting in the middle of this vacation. Meeting was brief but focused on personnel, discussion around changes, and the need for extended days, which is later on the agenda.
All right, second reading of handbooks and approval.
Yes, so both elementary and secondary handbooks are on for second reading and approval. No changes from as they were presented in May. I just want to reiterate again, at the high school, the practice in the past has been to allow kids to use their cell phones. This will no longer be the case at the high school next year. This is a little bit in advance of the state law, which will take effect July 1st of 2025, but that's going to happen for the high school students this coming year. As I understand it, Mr. Stewart will let them have access during their lunch times, just to get all their communications out of their system, then right back in the locker. And also, both levels, this is new, a $25 technology fee for the use of the Chromebooks, the iPads, all the programs that we offer. That's what that's going to be set aside for. So those are the big changes. No changes, but from last year to this year.
Okay. All right. Upon second reading, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve said handbooks for the elementary and main campus.
So
Ms. Story. Second?
Second. I thought you were saying.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
All right, Mrs. Story?
yes.
Mr. Zerman?
Yes.
Mr. Wells? Yes. Mr. Hall?
Yes.
All right, human resource items.
Yeah, the consent items, we've had a number of resignations this year. We wish them well, but whether it's retirement or other employment for all these employees. As people leave, we look to bring in great people, so there's 3 staff members on the list to be approved, 2 custodial employees, 2 staff members which should have been awarded a 2-year contract, not a 1 last year. As we do every year, we non-renew our classified subs, and then the next motion, we approve our classified subs. There's a list of extended days. Just want to mention, the only thing that's not additional was last year, but Bridget Smith will work 10 days during the summer here to help cover central office, but we reduced the head count of central office, so we really desperately need this extra help just to maintain business during the summer months. Our supplemental table, we're trying something new this year. We're trying to, as we fill in for the whole year, fall, winter, and spring.
Supplemental, I'm sorry, that will be included in this.
I'm sorry, I am so sorry, it got moved.
It got moved.
My mind is on vacation, so forget the last 10 seconds of your life. So we're back now. We are the flow-through for OHSAA for we're happy to host the district and sectional meets for track, baseball, and softball. And I think we've got a pretty good routine worked out to reimbursing our staff, very well deserved for their science of reading stipend. Excuse me. This is the 2nd month that we've done this, and I think we've captured almost half of our staff already has received this endorsement as per state law. And we'll have some preschool summer training for our staff there, and those are the consent items, Mr. Zimmerman.
Okay. It is recommended the Board of Education approve items 8A through 8H. Skip, we're gonna skip 8I, and then we're gonna go 8J through 8M is what we're approving.
Also moved.
Okay, Mr. Dufault,
I'll second.
Ms. Story with a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
All right, Mr. Dufault?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes. Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Item A is the approval of our policy committee meeting minutes, May 7th. Item B is curriculum instruction, May 13th. Item C is our finance committee meeting minutes. And item D is our regular meeting minutes from the month of May. Item E, financial reports. We're in the 11th month. We just finished the 11th month of the fiscal year. Not a whole lot of changes. We're seeing a lot of percentages at 80, 90%. Nothing really open. I'll have a lot more to report next month when we end the fiscal year. We can kind of go over everything we got, didn't get, we expected, and see what our numbers look like. I'll tell you just as a sneak peek, we're pretty much on track of what we thought we were going to be. We had some big payments coming this month, so I'll discuss those in our July meetings and kind of go over those. Donations, we're always appreciative of donations. We have quite a bit going into our scholarships, so thank you very much for all of those donations. We do have a couple of disposals, a couple of buses on those disposals. I spoke to Mr. Cox today. He reassured me that those need to be on there. Those are ready to go. We have some technology items. They were just doing some clean out of some rooms up there. Old desktops and laptops that are no longer need to be used, and they recycle those. So they get disposed, and then we recycle those and try to get some scrap monies back for those because they're pretty much obsolete. We do have one payment in lieu of transportation. So this is a resident student who's attending school pretty far away, and it's a lot cheaper to do payment in lieu of than it is to ride a bus or required to be one or the other by law. Item I is the FY24 final appropriations resolution. You guys have seen some amended resolutions this year. This is the final one that we'll do with the fiscal year. I think the only change I really made late in the year were to capture the grant monies that kept flowing in. We had some changes, so we went to capture those so we can spend them. And I'll tell you that we've closed all CCIP grants for the fiscal year, and we spent everything in those grants. So we're good and clean there. Item J is approval of the fiscal year 25 beginning July 1st temporary appropriations. This is so we can start budgeting and spending money. And then I'll have those permanent appropriations in the fall for you guys. Item K is our HCC services contract. If you would, Mr. Miller, just go ahead and open that up, please. This is a pretty standard thing we do every year. This is our core services that we use for anywhere from our student centralized database to the grade book, the progress book that gets used for that, our EMIS reporting system. There's a couple of software packages for finance in there, and then there's final form for student registration, and there's OnBase is our document management system, so you can see all that just kind of lumped in with one quote, one contract that we do every year. And then that's all I have for the treasurers.
Okay, it is recommended the Board of Education approve items 9A through item 9K.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Story. Any discussion?
I got one question, Mr. Pritchard. Concerning the disposal of the buses, get rid of those, we scrap them, or do you know what that process is?
I don't, but I can find out. It's a great question.
Just curious if we get anything back.
I'm assuming he scraps it. There has to be some value, but I'll find out for sure.
Okay. Thanks.
And then the HCC services contract, I imagine because we work with them to get a better break on.
It's a consortium, so all the districts do that together, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's how we do it. A lot of those software packages are state software packages.
Okay. All right. Roll call.
All right. Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Dufault?
Yes.
Okay, next item is legal fees.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. We just have a couple invoices for a current board member, Mr. DeFall, and a previous board member, Kevin Woolriven. There were some unfounded accusations that's made about procedures in a board meeting, and there were some legal fees that were associated with those accusations. So the letters and the invoices are in the executive content section of this item.
It is recommended the Board of Education approve the invoices as presented for legal fees related to current and former Board of Education members.
So moved.
Second. I'll second.
All right.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. DeFall?
Abstain. Make sure you have that report like that.
I have it right here.
All right. Academic report. You didn't bring your cart with you?
It's close to me though. All right, good evening. We have two items for second reading tonight and asking the board for approval. The first one are the textbooks for our science programs and then our two science programs. We have
I'm sorry.
Okay. We have a CCP Applied Chemistry textbook, AP Physics, our Geology, Anatomy and Physiology, CCP Biology, Environmental Science textbooks for high school level. And then we have Ohio Interactive Science with Savvis Learning as our proposal for grades 3-5, and Amplify Science published by Amplify for grades 6-8. And then for second reading, also our second item are the physical education pacing guides. There's a pacing guide that we presented last month for K2, one for 3-5, and then one for 6th grade, 7th grade. 8th grade is a strength and conditioning course, and then 9 through 12 PE and 9 through 12 strength and conditioning.
Okay. All right, do we vote on these separately now?
It's all together. Yes. You wait until you're all together.
Okay, so upon second reading, it is recommended the Board of Education adopt the textbooks listed and adopt the physical education pacing guides.
I'll make the motion.
All right, make sure you follow the motion. I'll second it. Yeah, but it just says, yeah, it's fine. Any discussion?
Yeah, Ms. Jill, quick question. When's the last time we ordered books? Can you share with the community? Our books that we're currently using, are they probably when I was in school in 1989?
Yes. The high school textbooks, a couple of those are we've had new textbooks in the last 5 or 6 years, but the 3rd through 8th grade science books are out of date by 5-6 years at least. So they were adopted probably 10 years ago, and we've been doing a year-to-year license for some of those materials.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I do see what you're saying. I was a little clunky on there, but I think you read it right.
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much.
Roll call.
All right, Mr. DeFall?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes. All right, communications report.
Hello. So I have for your viewing pleasure a video about our new website and our app that will launch here very soon. This video has sound, so I won't actually be talking. I'll just be standing up here awkwardly quietly for 3 minutes, and then I'll take any questions that you have.
Tell me when to press what. You ready?
Yep.
Hello there, and welcome to the new and improved New Richmond Exempted Village Schools website. Over the next few minutes, I'll be taking you on a brief tour of our new page as well as our mobile app. Let's start with the homepage. The new landing spot for www.nrschools.org will feature a clean, contemporary look with contrasting colors and making readability and navigation a breeze. At the top of the page, a menu bar similar to the one on our current website will help users navigate our online presence. Above the menu bar, users will be able to access important links such as the live feed, the staff directory, and the district's news archive. To the right of that, a drop-down menu will house links to each of the 4 buildings' homepages. Additionally, the switch to Apogee has made it possible for non-English speaking residents to translate our website into their language of choice. Continuing down the page, more important links can be found below the gallery. Right now, some of these links include online ticketing, Title IX information, and current lunch menus. Below those links is a district-wide calendar, which right now contains only Board of Education meeting times. More events will be added closer to our official launch July 1st. Next up, a news feed to the left and a live feed to the right. The news feed is for longer stories, such as Board of Education recaps and more in-depth features on our students and their accomplishments. The live feed is similar to a social media feed like the one found on Facebook or Twitter. The website is powered by ThrillShare. Here's what any teacher or administrator with login access could see. On the left side, the live feed option is where most posting will take place. This area allows any user to create posts for the web as well as social media, posting to all 4 places, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our website with the push of a button. Each building will have their own separate social media accounts linked directly to their page. Some already are, and others will be added soon. After you create a message, you can choose to send it to multiple buildings at once. You can also send it as a text message. ThrillShare will replace School Messenger's bulk messaging capability in the district. Phone calls, texts, and emails can all be sent from ThrillShare. You can also upload images like the logo I chose here. Note how I have to add alt text before I can upload, a key component of ADA compliance. Here's what the news archive looks like, and here's what a sample story looks like after it's been published. Now let's take a brief look at our new mobile app. The app is still in development and right now can only be downloaded through the Apple App Store. It will be available on Android devices soon. The first thing you see is the live feed in the events calendar. More information will be available on the homepage after launch. Just like on the website, the feed serves as a social media timeline. You can scroll through galleries of photos, as well as open links to videos like this YouTube link here. The events calendar is also available to open and show more detailed information. The notification section is a useful tool for anyone, like me, who gets spammed with notifications. If you accidentally swipe one closed, no worries, all past notifications can be viewed here. In the settings section in the bottom left, users can choose which buildings to receive notifications from. They can also set their default organization, choosing which building appears first when they open the app. We are incredibly excited to share these updates with you, and we're looking forward to both the full launch later this summer and all the possibilities this new site brings. Thank you.
The QR code that was just shown at the end of that video is actually available on the door to the central office over there if you would like to scan it on your way out if you have an iPhone. If you do not have an iPhone, it will be out soon. I'm not entirely sure when, they haven't told us yet. The Android or the Apple app is available now. Any questions?
Just in terms of security and who has the ability to access and post?
Right now it is just administrators. The goal is for the principals at their own buildings to find people that they trust to do that. And it could be a building secretary, it could be the teachers, it could be the athletic director. We'll get some more people on there as the school year starts to close.
And then like the building principal would be the final approver. So there could be, people could submit things to get posted, but then the principal would say yes, they would go ahead and put push on it.
I can also do that.
Yeah. I told our admin team this, and I want to say it here in public, how much I appreciate our, this has been a big lift. To get an app up and running, to redo our website, to work with this, and the app is great to work with. It is a big lift, and you're just crushing it. And I just want to say I really appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you. Really appreciate it. So
It replaces the phone call, it replaces the phone call and the messaging system too, right?
School Messenger, the website, yep, all at the same time in with Apogee, and our launch is July 1st.
Nice.
That's right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Very, very nice. Very nice. That's a good video.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is now item 13A, which is the 2024-25 school year supplemental.
Sure, yeah, I just get to it.
Yeah.
So as I was doing some foreshadowing earlier. We're trying a new system. We're gonna try to get as we become aware of coaches, fall, winter, spring, get them in the fold and get them board approved. And I think we're in a good situation. So this is our first go around. These are again, there could be fall, there could be winter, there could be spring in here. We're asking for the board to approve these coaches and advisors. And again, by now everyone should know if it's in red, it means it's new. Next month, these names will then turn black, and then we'll have some new names for red.
Okay. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the 24-25 school year supplemental contracts as presented.
So moved.
All right, Mr. Dufault.
Second.
Second, Mr. Wells. Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
All right, Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Abstain.
Mr. Default?
Yes.
Okay. Item 14, adjournment.
So moved.
Tie. Second for Mr. Wells, Mr. Dufault with the motion. Roll call.
Mr. Default?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.